Now at 9, the latest reaction from the city of Knoll, Missouri about the planned closing of the Tyson chicken plant there. Plus, Wyandotte schools have a first-in-the-nation way to protect students during an intruder situation. And we'll have results from elections in Missouri, including some tax questions.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Tanya Bach. The news of the Tyson processing plant closing is taking a heavy toll, and city officials are speaking up. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has the story.
Similar to many people in the town of Knoll, the news that its biggest job provider would be shutting its doors came as a surprise to the town mayor.
Somewhere around 7 o'clock in the morning, I got a call from James Wood. He's the governmental compliance officer for the plant here in town. He wanted to let me know before it actually became public that their last day of operation is supposed to be October 20th of this year.
For Mayor Terry Lance, this situation is new territory and something he has sought help handling.
I've never been through this before, wasn't sure what direction to go, so I reached out to the Missouri Municipal League and Harry S. Truman Coordinating Council after it became public to let them know that we have a plant that's going to be empty and that I'd like some help in finding a business to move in.
The plant is home to nearly 1,500 employees, most of which will be without a job come the end of October. However, there is some hope for those who may want to continue working for Tyson.
He told me that anyone employed there, assuming that they have openings, will have the opportunity to transfer to different facilities if they choose to do so, which I was glad to hear.
However, the issue with transferring is that the next closest Tyson facility is an hour away.
Especially with fuel prices, I don't think many people are going to want to commute quite that far. It ends up costing you too much to work there.
Right.
So I see a lot of people either looking for a different line of work or unfortunately moving out of town.
The town marshal, Randy Wilson, agrees with the mayor that this will be a hard blow on the town, but has a word of encouragement for the people he serves.
What we are here to do, and like I've told people, as a community, it's time to stand together. It's time to work together through these hard times.
So while there still may be some questions that remain unanswered, the best hope for this community is to rely on each other. Reporting in Knoll, I'm Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The mayor is working on a plan to provide assistance to community members when the time comes. Part of that will be looking for a way to start a food bank and putting on a job fair. Well, our calm day today is about to come to an end. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy joins us with a first look at weather.
Yeah, it turned out to be another great day for us today. Temperatures in the upper 80s to right about 90 degrees. 89 was our high, normal high is 91. Record 106 on this date. But temperatures look pretty good. Most of us across the region, upper 70s. It's going to be a very nice night as we fall back over the next several hours. Clear skies, not much is going on, but we are tracking this complex of showers and thunderstorms, Nebraska and northwestern parts of Kansas, which is going to head toward us later on tonight. Showers, thunderstorms will start to increase, especially after about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, northeastern Oklahoma, southeastern parts of Kansas. Some of these could be pretty strong as well. We may even get a few low-grade severe storms working through 6, 7, 8 a.m. And then if these can get out of here by noon, we have the threat for more severe weather tomorrow evening. I'll have all those details here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Results are in from today's elections in Southwest Missouri, where voters decided a number of tax questions. We start in Golden City, Missouri, where voters were asked whether to approve $4 million in bonds to improve and extend the water and sewer system. They supported that proposal. Now, a proposal in Loma Linda would impose a local sales tax on titling of such things as vehicles, cars, and boats bought from a source other than a licensed Missouri dealer. The vote was 16 yes, 6 no. And in the village of Newtonia, voters approve a 1% sales tax proposal. We'll have results from tax proposals concerning area road districts and marijuana sales a little later. A Carthage man learns his fate for a fatal crash that happened in 2021. Yesterday, Kenton Cowgill received a life sentence for second-degree murder. At the time of his arrest, the Joplin police discovered Cowgill in what they say was an intoxicated state inside of a vehicle. Cowgill attempted to drive away, and police chased him until Cowgill was involved in a crash with two other vehicles at the intersection of 7th and Duquesne Road. Police say Cowgill tried to flee from the crash scene and get rid of 94 grams of meth under his car. The driver of one of those vehicles, 66-year-old Robert McDermott of Joplin, later succumbed to injuries sustained from the crash. In addition to the life sentence, Cowgill also received 15 years for DWI death of another, 7 years for resisting arrest, and another 15 years for trafficking drugs. The man suspected of killing his own grandson in McCune, Kansas yesterday is now formally charged with second-degree murder in the case. 70-year-old John Fox of McCune made his first court appearance today to hear the charge. The shooting occurred at this McCune, Kansas home early yesterday morning. Investigators believe John Fox shot and killed his grandson, 28-year-old Ian Fox of Lexington, Kentucky. Still no word on the circumstances surrounding the shooting or a possible motive. Well, it's not exactly RoboCop, but it's on its way. Schools in Wyandotte, Oklahoma today introduced a new line of robotic security. Joplin-based Stokes Robotics today donated several robots to help in the event of an intruder situation. The robots will not patrol the schools and will be deployed only if needed. Wyandotte police and school staff will be trained to use them. Wyandotte schools were chosen for the donation because Stokes Robotics president Robert Stokes is a Wyandotte High School alumnus.
It being my alma mater, I had a relationship with Wyandotte, so we approached them to ask if they would be the site that will allow us to come in, set everything up, and make sure that whenever new technologies came out, we could try them out here and make sure that we had a site where we could continually innovate and make sure that things are working well before we send them to other schools.
Pretty cool. Officials say this is a first of its kind school security system in the nation. Students will also be able to study them to learn about robotics. Coming up, with the new school year right around the corner, we'll have some easy, healthy ideas for lunches for students. But first, results from more tax questions on Southwest Missouri ballots. If you pack a school lunch for your children every day, it can be hard to think of new ideas. To help, Mandy Gaither has 10 healthy lunch ideas that are sure to get a smile.
School lunches aren't always easy. You want the food to be healthy. Your children want lunch to be fun. Licensed Strong for Life dietitian Catherine Sherry says what you pack is key to keeping students fueled and focused throughout the school day.
The lunches should have a fruit, a vegetable, a protein or fat to help keep them fuller longer, and a whole grain for some carbohydrates.
Sherry recommends cold whole wheat pasta salad with some veggies and Italian dressing. Add a couple hard-boiled eggs and some fruit. Try homemade Lunchables with deli meat and cheese, or rotisserie chicken with a guacamole cup, carrots for dipping, and grapes. Maybe make your own nut butter cracker sandwiches. Add some berries and sliced veggies with cottage cheese or Greek yogurt for dipping. Pack up your Taco Tuesday ingredients and send some deconstructed tacos. Your child may have fun putting it together. Chicken salad without the sandwich. Add some whole wheat crackers, fruit, and a veggie. Do some roll-ups, deli meat wrapped around cheese. Add some hummus, celery, and pita for dipping, maybe a banana. Leftover pasta can also be a big hit. Add some fruit and their favorite veggie. Use a whole wheat tortilla to wrap up a sandwich. with some meat, cheese, and lettuce, maybe some ranch dressing for dipping, or cube some chicken, add some barbecue sauce for dipping, homemade trail mix, some carrots, and pineapple.
Just some different ways where maybe it's the same foods, but it's presented a little bit differently is also exciting for the child.
For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
The dietitian says to also include your child in preparing the lunch. She says that way they feel a part of the process and are more likely to eat the lunch you pack. A new study has found about 1 in 6 toddlers do not get all the vaccinations they need. Researchers analyzed data from 16,000 children between the ages of 19 and 35 months. They specifically looked at 7 multi-dose vaccines. According to the study, 17% of toddlers started all the vaccination series, but did not finish 1 or more of the doses. Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, a former Missouri Southern offensive lineman gets his shot at the NFL after he's signed by the Falcons.
Well, of course, it turned out to be another great day for us today. Temperatures right around 90 degrees, but the humidity not bad, and it's still, overall, it looks pretty good out there for us at this point in time. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Look at our temps. We're sitting mainly into the upper 70s, still holding on near 80, Welch and also Veneta, but we're going to drop back near 70 degrees later on tonight, and it looks good. 7th and range line, 78. Feels like 80, dew point at 66, southerly winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Nothing's going on here as of yet, but that's going to change a little bit later on tonight. We're tracking this band of showers and thunderstorms up across parts of Nebraska, northwestern Kansas, down through parts of eastern Colorado. It is going to head toward us later on tonight, but still many, many hours away. But you can see this wave out across parts of Wyoming, so this is going to shift through as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. So our rain chances really go up 3 a.m., 5 a.m. through the morning, then back down, then up again late in the afternoon into the evening hours. So let's go through time for us tonight. We'll stop at 3:30 in the morning. Scattered thunderstorms starting to pop up in northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Look how they explode. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Some of these storms could be strong. We can't rule out a low-grade severe storm, also some heavy amounts of rain. Periods, showers and thunderstorms continue through the morning hours. Here's 7 a.m. The back batch starts to push through by 10, 11 or noon. Now, if we can get these storms out of here by about the noon hour, the atmosphere will start to become unstable once again. If these hang back until noon or 1, we probably won't get anything severe in the afternoon. Let's go to 3 p.m. Here comes the front, showers and thunderstorms dropping in. These guys, so here's 6 p.m., if they can get going, will be most likely severe across the region. Then they drop through, and most of our storms will be over by 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Then tomorrow night looks pretty good. We'll start the day mid-60s on Thursday, and once we get into the afternoon, high temperatures into the upper 80s. So Thursday looks pretty nice. All right, so severe threat for us tomorrow. This is a level 2 out of 5. Everyone in the yellow. So timing, we could get a little bit of severe weather late tonight, and then again late afternoon into the evening hours. Right now, main threat, heavy rain and also gusty winds. I'm going to keep all threats low for now, but they may pop up a bit as we get into the daytime hours tomorrow. Rainfall amounts, we need the rain, of course. A lot of areas could pick up quarter, half an inch, upwards to an inch in some of those heavier storms that develop late tonight and tomorrow. 88 tomorrow, 89 on Thursday, 94 on Friday, 95 Saturday. So we do start to heat back up, but hopefully we can get widespread rain tonight into tomorrow morning because we need it.
And we don't mind the storms as long as they aren't severe.
Yeah.
For sure.
They're going to push it.
We need it.
So,
and I like that. 65 degrees tonight. Time to cool off. Keep it in the 80s.
I will.
There we go. All right. Thanks, Doug. Well, coming up, some unhappy customers.
The green agenda. How much green does it cost? And do the new, more efficient appliances work as well as the old ones? I'm Jeff Locke in Pennsauken, New Jersey. questions and answers. Coming up.
Americans' credit card debt has hit a record high. According to data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, Americans' credit card debt surpassed $1 trillion in the second quarter for the first time ever. The New York Federal Reserve data shows credit card balances have risen for 5 consecutive quarters and increased by some of the steepest rates in 2 decades. Well, customers are not happy with the new efficiency standards for household appliances like washing machines and refrigerators. Fox Business correspondent Jeff Flock is at an appliance store in New Jersey with more.
This is ABC Discount Appliances in Pennsauken, New Jersey. We're here to kind of get a sense for where consumers are these days with the green agenda. Are they buying into it? And is the green working in terms of the green? This is Rich Super, who has been in this business for 35 years. You said some people are concerned the new appliances more efficient, but not doing as good a job.
Right. More efficient in the sense it's going to save you money by operating it, but not efficient when it comes to actually doing what it's supposed to do.
For example, this is a dishwasher. Now, in the old days, dishwashers, what were they, 20 gallons of water?
Yeah, 20 gallons of water they used, and they went through several wash cycles, and they were inefficient. Nowadays, they use about 2.5 gallons of water. And that's before these new regulations coming into play in a couple of years. So the concern is when they hit, how much more efficient can it get? And are you going to have to actually wash dishes a couple times to get the same result you get now?
The other big piece of this is money. The Energy Department now is saying that the consumers are going to save millions of dollars on the operation of these appliances, everything from dishwashers to refrigerators, over the life of the appliance. Right. Does that wash? Pardon the pun.
Not really. I mean, this refrigerator here is not an Energy Star model.
And how much is this? This is not an Energy Star.
Right. This is not. It's $8.99. Now, if I was going to get the same exact thing, maybe a little different, with the Energy Star logo on it, you're about $1,050, maybe $1,100. So, I mean, you're almost $250 more. And the sell is that over the lifespan, you may save $400 or $500 over the lifespan of that appliance. But the bottom line is that equates to probably about $10 a month, $8 a month for a refrigerator. Washers and dryers are different, but for a refrigerator.
But you're spending $250 up front.
Right, and nobody, the resistance is strong. Nobody wants to do that. I don't even display a lot of them on the display because it's not worth it.
Interesting. And just to be clear, Rich is a supporter of more efficient appliances. You'd like to sell more efficient appliances and new appliances. The problem is the devil being in the details when it comes to how that all shakes out. In Pennsauken, New Jersey, I'm Jeff Flock with the Fox Business Network.
Up next, to why the possible winner of tonight's Mega Millions jackpot could set a record. Well, tonight's Mega Millions drawing could bring the largest jackpot in the game's history. The whopping prize of an estimated $1.58 billion comes after no ticket matched all 6 numbers on Friday. If a ticket matches the winning numbers, it would be the largest jackpot the lottery has ever awarded. The winner, choosing the lump sum payment option, would take home an estimated $783 million. Not bad. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. How a new partnership between Pitt State and the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas will improve health care for students. Plus, have you ever wondered what a day in the life of an ice cream truck driver is like? We'll show you. Tonight. A new partnership will bring new healthcare opportunities to Pitt State. PSU students, faculty, and staff will now have expanded access to medical care, pharmacy, and mental health services on campus and in the region, thanks to a new partnership with Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas. They can receive care at any of the health center's 15 locations across the region, including 2 in Pittsburgh.
So some of the things that they identified is nutrition support, dental support that they wish we had more of or available to them, pharmacy, different pharmaceutical supports, and many of our students indicated already a connection to CHC. Student health fees will help offset any copays or deductibles.
Pittsburgh Arts Council is getting ready for the launch of its first second Saturday event. It's called The Craft of Art. Officials say it'll feature 4 published authors from various genres who will answer questions and share insights into their personal creative processes.
It makes the community a little more inviting to come to, so people visit from out of town. They come from all over the states, and they come here and they're like, whoa, like Pittsburgh's pretty rad. It's pretty cool.
The event will happen this Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. at Toast in downtown Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh Arts Council will be hosting a different second Saturday event every month. Well, have you ever wondered what it's like to be an ice cream truck driver? KOAM's Amber Jenkins talked with a local driver to give us a glimpse behind the wheel.
But I heard the music and I want some ice cream. Okay.
It's not truly summer unless you hear an ice cream truck heading your way. Rodney Daniels started working as an ice cream truck driver because retired living was too boring. Once behind the wheel, even Rodney's wife could see how much he enjoyed it.
And went home at night and told her how much fun it was. She decided she wanted to go and see. Well, guess what? She wants to do this too. I said, oh, wait a minute, hold the phone.
Driving an ice cream van can be daunting, especially in record-setting heat. There's no working AC in the van, but with the windows down, it's bearable.
It really hasn't bothered me all that much. The humidity part is a toughie.
Before this, Rodney worked as a funeral director in Arizona. Battling the heat is worth the impact.
Just a way, but you talking about a change of life, yeah, definitely.
Rodney assumed the kids will love him, but he realized the adults are just as happy to see the ice cream van.
People run up and say, you remind me of back when, back years ago. Well, there's so many places that didn't even have this, but that kind of marks them and shows where they're from.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And their past. Everybody likes to remember their past.
The ice cream van can bring back past memories, but not those prices.
Oh, it's so high. Back when I was doing, well, yeah, back when. But have you went to the grocery store lately? Watermelon cut. I fulfill a little spot, and I definitely enjoy this.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
You're welcome.
Now I'm hungry for ice cream. Well, if there's a profession you'd like to see a glimpse of, contact Amber Jenkins on Facebook. The Ottawa County, Oklahoma Free Fair is in full swing, and there was poultry and rabbit judging this morning. Then this evening, kids were able to show off their pigs. Officials say the fair teaches kids some valuable lessons.
About work ethic and just hard work in general, taking care of something other than yourself, thinking of something other than yourself. So often these kids will have these animals from the time they are, 8 weeks of age till they're 6, 7, 8 months of age.
Oh, just how it brings people together. You see people, you see all your friends, they all get together, but most importantly, you go and compete and just to see you fight to the top.
Carnival arrives at the fairgrounds tomorrow. The free fair runs through Saturday. A bit later, an uncertain future for a long-standing law.
The Endangered Species Act celebrates 50 years. I'm Jackie Ibanez with a look at why wildlife experts worry the law won't be around for another 50. That's all straight ahead.
Well, it turned out to be a great day for us today. We've had 2 really nice days, highs into the 80s, near 90 for us today, and it still looks pretty good right now. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. But we are going to be tracking some thunderstorms rolling in a little bit later on tonight. Now, until then, it's pretty good. Temperatures mainly sitting into low to mid 70s, upper 70s across the region. It looks good. 7th and Rangeline, clear skies. Currently, we are sitting at 78. It feels like 80 degrees. Nothing going on yet, but we have thunderstorms. Nebraska, all the way down through eastern parts of Colorado, and those are going to head toward us. You can see the wave right there kind of rotating around the area of high pressure, and it's fairly strong, especially for this time of year. So rain chances really go up late tonight into the morning hours. Then they go up again in the afternoon. So we're going to have 2 chances for storms as we go through the next 24 hours. They will start, so here's 3:30, picking up northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Watch how they really get going. So from Cassville through Joplin, Columbus, Parsons, all the way back toward Yates Center by 5 o'clock in the morning. Some of these storms could be strong, maybe low-grade severe. 7 a.m., scattered thunderstorms continue. Back band kind of rotates through 10, 11, noon. Now, if we can get these guys out of here quick enough, once we get into the middle of the afternoon, our atmosphere gets unstable again. Right at the max heating time of the day, thunderstorms erupt again. These guys have the potential to be even more severe if they can get going. So we're just going to have to watch it tomorrow and see what time the morning storms get out of here, because if they do get out by noon, these guys will be pretty powerful once we get into the evening hours. Then we clear out. Looks good tomorrow night. We can head into Thursday starting in the mid-60s, topping out upper 80s during the afternoon. So overall, Thursday is looking pretty good. All right, so severe threat for us tomorrow. So it's a level 2 out of 5, and we have 2 chances to get severe weather. 3 a.m. to about 9 a.m. and then again 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Main threats, heavy rain and also some high winds. So that's something we really want to pay attention to as we go through the day tomorrow. Also, rainfall amounts, we need widespread heavy rain. A lot of areas, you can see where the heaviest tracks should be, Yates Center, all the way down into southwestern Missouri, but a lot of areas, a half an inch to an inch. Maybe some areas even more than that. Day planner starting with thunderstorms, a break ending with thunderstorms. High temp right around 88 degrees as we go through the afternoon. 89 on Thursday, mid-90s return as we head into the weekend. Pop-up storms, and then eventually pushing 100 again by the middle of next week.
You can see those evening storms tomorrow pushing a lot of football practices indoors.
That could be a problem, so we'll have to watch it.
I was thinking about my son. He's at band camp all week.
There
Might be
you
able
go.
to fit in that window.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be out there in the storms.
Definitely not. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, NASA is out with an update on the next stage of its Artemis missions as it works to put humans back on the moon. A crew of 3 Americans and 1 Canadian will journey around the moon and back to Earth in November of next year. The goals for the approximately 10-day space flight: to test the Orion spacecraft's life support systems and confirm what's needed for humans to live and work in deep space. The 4-person crew got to see their spacecraft for the first time this week. Coming up in sports, a Missouri Southern alum signs an NFL contract. Plus, Joplin High School football returns to the practice field. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
We're on to day 2 of high school football practices in the state of Missouri. This evening, that brings us to Joplin High School and an Eagles team that returns a lot of firepower. A year ago, the Eagles finished the year 7-3, bowing out in the district quarterfinals to Raymore Peculiar. But the Eagles bring back every starting skill position player on offense but one, and senior wide receiver Aiden Sampson, who's been a part of that starting lineup since being a sophomore, says they're ready to exceed those already high expectations.
I'm excited for it. We've been a really good team. I mean, we've had starters since my freshman year. So their last year here, I mean, a lot of people are expecting us to be great, and I know we're going to be great. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I've been starting since a sophomore. So, I mean, coming from that position, I think we're going to do really good as a team.
We were able to work this summer, obviously, but it just is a different feel once the actual season gets here, and you know, we're working towards that first week. You know, we got Branson week 1, and you know, that's obviously first on our mind right now. So, you know, that's what we're working towards.
And the NFL season, just about a month away, a former Missouri Southern Lion got a step closer to landing on a 53-man roster. LaColby Tucker, who played for the Lions in 2020, signed with the Atlanta Falcons. The team announces on Monday. The O-lineman transferred to MSSU from Garden City Community College back in 2020. You might remember Lions only played one game in March of that year. Tucker actually hasn't played any organized pro football since then, outside of participating in the XFL Combine this summer. Meanwhile, Pitt State women's basketball closing up shop on its trip to Spain. Gorillas finished 2-1 in the exhibitions played against international competition. Gorillas went 2-0 in Madrid. They then dropped their final game in Barcelona on Monday. Both Pitt State coaches and players say this trip was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it hurt to end on a loss, but facing that top-level competition in the offseason, no less, is invaluable. Gorillas plan to return home to Pittsburgh on Thursday. Their season unofficially begins with an exhibition at Kansas State in Manhattan on November 3rd. Elsewhere in the NFL, the top 100 rankings, as voted on by the players, are finished up. Not too much of a surprise who's in at number one. That's two-time league MVP, two-time Super Bowl MVP, Chiefs starting quarterback Patrick Mahomes. It's actually the second time that he's finished with the number one ranking in the league's annual top 100 list. Both of them have come after a trip to the Super Bowl in the preceding season, and it's been quite the year for the Chiefs signal caller. Not only does he finish number one on this list, he also gets featured in the Netflix quarterback documentary. He also wins 2 ESPY awards for the best male athlete and best NFL player, and of course is the Super Bowl 57 MVP. Not the only Chiefs player to finish high on the list, though. In fact, Kansas City has 3 players in the top 10. It's the only team in the league to have more than one top 10 player. Defensive tackle Chris Jones finishes 10th after a career-high 15.5 sacks. Travis Kelce, one of the best to ever play tight end, and at the 5 spot after breaking the position record last year for most games with more than 100 receiving yards. So all that basically adds up to the Chiefs being a very good team again in 2023.
We're looking forward to this season. I mean, the Super Bowl champs, of course you're going to have top 10 players.
Yeah, it makes
sense.
You got to. But when you have the number one player and you're the only team in the league to have 5 and 10 too, it's impressive.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to this year. Definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
Back with more news after this. Nearly 1 million acres of land surrounding the Grand Canyon in northern Arizona are now federally protected. President Biden today officially designated the site the nation's newest national monument, preserving ancestral land many Native American tribes in the region consider sacred. The move also bans future uranium mining in the area, a long-sought goal of tribal communities and environmental groups. Wildlife experts say the Endangered Species Act has done wonders to prevent many endangered animals and plants from being wiped out. But as Fox News correspondent Jackie Ibanez learns, the 50-year-old law continues facing pushback on Capitol Hill, and some advocates worry the legislation may not be around for another 50 years.
It's been 50 years since the Endangered Species Act went into effect. The law was created to help keep U.S. animals and plant species from going extinct. And while more than 1,600 species, including the bald eagle, gray wolf, and grizzly bear, are protected under the legislation, wildlife experts say the law is critical now more than ever, citing how extensive habitat loss, pollution, and human-caused climate change are continuing to stress already at-risk creatures.
The northern long-eared bat, I'm sorry, its population has dropped 90% in a very short period of time.
Since the law went into effect in 1973, more than 99% of U.S. species listed as endangered or threatened have survived. Only 11 species have been declared extinct.
The Endangered Species Act is nothing less than a declaration of peace.
But to protect certain species and their habitats, the law has led to some regulations in the oil, gas, logging, and ranching industries. Some members of Congress argue the ESA limits economic development and people's property rights and are calling for reductions in spending and certain protections.
It is absolutely possible to question the cost of the ESA without questioning the need to protect species, even though some here will say otherwise. Cost does matter. Money isn't free.
The last time Congress updated the Endangered Species Act was in 1992. Advocates are calling for more bipartisan support to ensure the act continues protecting the nation's wildlife for more years to come. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
Coming up, a turtle in Florida tries to get a workout in and ends up giving the gym manager a workout trying to remove it. A turtle walks into a gym. It sounds like the beginning of a joke, but it actually happened in Florida. And it gave the gym manager a workout as she tried to wrangle the turtle away from the equipment. Jenny Moose has the story.
Oh, this looks like a really nice gym.
This turtle didn't exactly inquire about a membership.
I got some dumbbells, some benches.
As it toured the Iron Knight Gym in Port St. Lucie, Florida, strolled right in through the open garage door.
And I've been spotted. I've been spotted by a lady that's dressed in green like me.
The lady is manager Nikki Baker.
It's a turtle. I don't know if I should pick you up. I don't want you to snap at me, and I don't want to hurt you.
It was Nikki who added the turtle commentary, taking on the turtle with a towel.
What are you gonna do? You gonna dry me off? Gonna put it on me like a blanket? Tug me in, go night-night?
You always think turtles are slow, but no, this guy was going.
Seeking cover under equipment, inspired perhaps, say commenters, by the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
We must use stealth and cunning to infiltrate the human world.
The infiltrator is a turtle known as the gopher tortoise. It's considered threatened. Conservationists want Florida motorists to display it on license plates. Someone wrote a 5-star Google review of the gym from the turtle's point of view. Even offered me one of their towels. However, I decided not to enroll because I am a turtle. Nikki pointed toward the exit as if she expected the tortoise to follow her finger. It kinda did.
Are you shooing me? Are you shooing me, you frickin' walking muscle?
Like a matador, waving it out the back door.
Finally got it out. That's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We leave you with a video of an aurora over Ottawa, Canada. Beautiful. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.